And we are live. Welcome to the SEO news for week 32. So I've been gathering all the news from last week, and we're going to go through them. It's SEO and AI news. My name is Frederick Drost. I work for Decay, and let's just jump right into it. There's a lot of cool stuff. Today there is, well, today. The first one here is Metehan Yesilyurt. His research, sorry for butchering that name if you're listening, uncovering 59 ranking factors and technical system used by Perplexity. Another one of those ranking factor leaks. Again, this is not Google. It's not as complex as Google, but it's quite interesting to know what is a ranking factor. For example, when is it posted, date of like a lot of freshness is involved here, again, at Google as well. So a bunch of these things, I'm not going to go into them, but have a look. This is a very interesting article from Metehan. Yeah, Metehan. There's a short video here as well, and again, these are actually shorts. I do like the format, about why sitemaps help you get visible in LLMs. Yes, LLMs love structured data. They need it, and they don't render. And sitemaps are a great way of showing all your site URLs. So, yeah, another reason to have a good sitemap. Also, in other news, Cloudflare has removed Perplexity from its verified bots, basically blocking Perplexity because it was doing not very nice crawling behavior. What they call here is deceptive crawling practices. I think the most interesting part is if you're using Cloudflare and you want Perplexity to crawl your site, you might want to go in your settings in Cloudflare and enable it. So they've done it by default, I think, is what I'm understanding from this article. So just be aware if your client says Cloudflare and you have a lot of Perplexity referrals, go ahead and enable it. Maybe you want some in the future as well. So very, very important stuff here. Hopefully, hopefully Perplexity will clean up its act, as we so speak or say. Barry Adams here again explains why semantic HTML is important for, let's call them AI crawlers, AI bots, and perhaps even agents in the future if they want to purchase or anything like that or understand your content. So again, I love this kind of classic SEO thing becoming a thing for AI crawlers. And again, the fact that Google has created for so many years, tried to create a good search engine and to understand what's going on the web, it would be weird if they suddenly, if AI crawlers tried to do the same thing and discovered plenty of new ways to do that. So we're kind of going back to basics here, which is why if somebody's saying geo, if you're a geo specialist or AEO, AI specialist, and you come in and you say, well, I've only done this, a year, well, I wouldn't trust them. I would trust a very SEO experienced person who also does geo or AEO. Now that is where the value is, right? Like SEO specialists will transition into AI visibility, but people who just start working on AI visibility now, they're missing the whole SEO picture. They're missing the whole SEO picture, and you cannot replace that. It's really hard. Also, I don't know if these are leaked, but somebody posted on LinkedIn some cool ChatGPT classifiers. So it's called the Sonic system, basically determining when it does a web search or not. Sometimes you enable it. It does a web search all the time, but other times it'll just do one in any way, any case. So kind of looking at like semantics relevance in its database or training data, I think it's what it's doing here. But have a read. It's a pretty interesting article that was posted here. And this article I love, kind of gave me a smile. Why GPT-5 secured your SEO job? In layman's terms, this newer GPT-5 model is more focused on being intelligent and reasoning than its actual database and knowledge. So they're shifting focus from having these models as knows all the knowledge of the internet and can answer it, which they couldn't really do very well, but to some extent they could, especially simple things. Like calories in a banana, 100 grams of banana, easy. But what I find really interesting is they're now moving towards having very intelligent reasoning models because they can retrieve information from the web. That's what they're getting better at. And they need a model that's really good at synthesizing, understanding it, parsing it, and giving you a good answer. So this model is becoming a lot more focused on that instead of being this knowledge base, which is good for us because that means we still have to create content that can feed it. So SEOs is not going to die out as soon as we thought maybe or ever. So for your SEO strategy, what that means is optimizing public content for large generalist LLMs retrieval layers, maintain structured machine-readable priority data sets for local and enterprise AI systems. So again, we're kind of what we're doing with when we're curating content for Google and users. And so a lot of the things we were doing before is going to be, relevant now. So this is super, super interesting. And I love the positivity of this SEO article. And GPT-5, of course, rolled out. We all know that. Mary Haynes also shared the improvements she's seen. So a lot of people have said it's not as good. There's been a lot of criticism about OpenAI just removing all their legacy models. I loved ChatGPT 4.0. I loved 3.1 for coding and things like that. So I'm also a bit pissed that they just removed ancient models. You can still use them in the API. Thank God for that. A lot of our tools are built on them. But as for the interface itself, you only have GPT-5 now. And I think they also had some message limits for paying users, and it's just not good to force us to use these. I don't like it at all. But yeah, there's still some improvements that she's seen, so go read those, including some coding, a few things. That's better. And then we've got, I can't pronounce his name, but yeah, there's a really good article here on AI search optimization framework. So somebody, Gianluca or something, shared this. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. And again, this looks a lot like an old classic topic cluster content strategy that I would tell someone to do 3-4 years ago. So there's a few extra things that you might add to it in terms of AI visibility and retrieval. But again, if you something we talk a lot about in these videos, if you over optimize on retrieval and embeddings, you end up with this over optimized content for AIs that are not good for humans and users. So there's a middle ground somewhere there, but I think it's a pretty good framework he's got here. And a little bit of data from Mary Haynes on the AI mode adoption in the UK after a week. It went from 0.1% of desktop users in the UK to 9.2%, and then started a little decrease to 6.3 in August the 3rd. Sorry, tired today. Which is the last date they have data for. So again, we're not really sure if it means you've tried it once and where you came from, but overall the adoption is not huge. So we'll keep following that. Hopefully Mary Haynes will post a little bit more on that. SimilarWeb gave us that data, so I don't have access to that, sadly. So Marie, please continue to post. Also, Brody Clark shares an update on ChatGPT shopping after the GPT-5 upgrade, and he finds minimal progress, while Google's AI mode has quickly caught up and improved. So it seems like for shopping, when it comes to chatbot and AI, Google is really winning there, and they just have a lot more data to play with. Like they've been working on shopping SERPs and all these kind of features for a long time. They know how to they have the data, they can parse it. So integrating that into an AI chatbot like AI mode seems a lot more easy for Google. They have an advantage there, and they definitely should have an advantage. So that doesn't mean ChatGPT can't be better. They just have a lot of competition there, which is interesting to note. Also, Aleda Solis criticizes Google search head Liz Reed's claim here that AI search is increasing queries and delivering higher quality clicks. So this article came out last week, I think, around kind of a Google reaffirming that AI is better for the web ecosystem, which is everybody's just saying there's so much data proving that's not the case now. And you can probably find a bunch of cases where people might be searching for more nuanced queries. Now, that's okay. That's true. Maybe some websites actually get higher clicks, especially if you're B2B and you're looking at conversions, right? Like we've lost half our traffic, but our conversions are still the same or maybe even up a bit. Good. That's good. But maybe we still, in long-term effect of the content that people would see before without converting, is still branding. People are seeing our name, our brand with it, and they might convert in the future. But if we just get an answer synthesized in AI mode or AI overviews with the minimal attribution they're doing now, we end up with this situation where that branding that was before when people read your article is gone. So we might lose conversions over time. We might lose some other potential future conversions because of this. So there's so many factors and variables, and it's hard to just say that that's true. They might have the data to prove it. They're not sharing the data. They're not giving us the tools to segment the data and show for ourselves. So it's really hard to tell. So yeah, it's Google speak, as some might say in the industry. But yeah, please go ahead and read the article anyway. And then finally here, Google has fixed a serious bug in its remove outdated content tool. So this is quite interesting. But you can de-index URLs from Google search, and people were misusing this. the interesting part is you could flag a URL for being outdated, and it could be removed. Now that's, you can use that as a spammy technique to maybe remove competitors. But what was really interesting is if you took that same URL and then added a uppercase letter, Google would check that URL, see it was a 404 if you don't redirect, and then flag all of the versions with or without uppercase as being outdated or gone. And so people were using it to just instantly getting those competitors de-indexed, which was almost smart and really evil at the same time. Somebody found that, but they fixed it now, so all good. And yeah, we can sleep better at night. Thank you for listening. In the video description, you have all of these awesome guides, news, links with short summaries. You can almost copy paste them, send them to your clients. Please like, subscribe, comment if you need or want anything. And otherwise, have a lovely day, and I will see all of you SEO and AI nerds in the next video.